failure. So my phone's on a little mount over here on the right hand side, well you can probably see it actually, and where it's sitting, it's on like a wireless charger. The wireless charger makes it pretty warm as it's charging, plus it's sitting in the sunlight and there's no air hitting it. So my iPhone just went into, I'm too hot, I'm not playing, I'm shutting down, which then meant the stream can't get to YouTube, which means it just stops. And there's no like auto recovery, I don't think. So although I've now dropped my phone down, so it's now hanging in front of the air vent, so now it's nice and cool. Yeah, it can stream. So yeah, so we just had to drop over and respin everything up and try again. So we're back going again. I think we're streaming again, yeah. So turn that down. Yeah. So while we were at Dover queuing and just going through the customs area, the temperature got up a little bit. It got to 210, but it didn't go beyond that. So it did sit there. I did start off and onning it, turn the engine off on as we crept to the booths to check in. Driving along like this, it's happily sitting at, again, that sort of mid-mark, that third of the way. So was that 190 or something like that. The rear of this car gets so hot though. Like the glass, the rear screen is really hot to touch. Yeah, the engine kicks out a bit of heat. Obviously I've now got the rear under tray on, and I don't know, the original thought was, well, if you leave it off you get more cooling. However, there's a couple of, like, what do they call them, knacker ducts on the under tray that no doubt blast the air in, right, from under the car. So although having the under tray off may feel like you're getting more air in, I'm not sure it actually helps, because I think you want the air to come channeling in at the back and then be forced in at the back, and then it'll be pushed out of the back, right, rather than just sort of just sitting in there mixing around. I don't know how it works, but whatever. We've gone with the full under tray system. It's how they designed it, and Italy's a hot country, right? So, you know. I'm not sure what the speed limit here is. I think is it 110? Right, it's 110. So I've got some gendarmes on ways up ahead, so let's just make sure we're doing exactly what we're meant to be doing. I need to. I don't know why, but Waze isn't showing me my speed, which is annoying as. Waze works nicely in France though, and we've got the same kind of notifications about the gendarmes, the police. Let's see if it's correct on the R over here. It says they're on this side of the road, so hit the brakes. Interesting. Okay. So that was it. So it was a speed camera as opposed to the police. Maybe? I don't know. Not sure. I guess the lorries have a lower speed limit, right? Hence him popping his brakes on. It's hot. This limited aircon capacity, or lack of aircon, is going to get quite annoying. So I've got lots of water. We'll have to get the stream really exciting and start stripping. Although I have the wrong viewership for that on my YouTube channel. I think looking at the demographics of the people watching YouTube, specifically watching my channel, most of you folks are 60 years old, most of you are blokes. So I've got about 2% of my demographic are female, which is surprising considering, you know, whatever. So yeah, 2% female, like point something of a percent under 21, right? And yeah, majority much younger. power of 4G, which I'm going to guess means I am now lagging like a laggy thing. It's up to a couple of miles now. BBC News just popped up. They've arrested some 4 people for the cyber attacks on M&S and the other attacks that have happened recently. Quite interesting. Maybe some kids, right? Alright, so it's midday. So since I've just been doing this little bit, so the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or so I've been streaming. That's used about 2 gig of my 20 gig data, fair usage. So supposedly I can buy data bundles, add-on data bundles, but I think I don't know. I mean, look, how interesting is this anyway, right? It's a middle-aged bloke with a stupid car driving, looking very hot, driving through the centre of France. So we'll go a little bit further and then we'll knock the stream on the head. Boo-hoo. I don't think anyone's watched it anyway. But anyway, we'll knock the stream on the head. I've sort of proved the concept, right? You can kind of do it. It does sort of work. Yeah. I kind of fancy doing some, you know how, like the Top Gear Challenge stuff, right? And all that kind of stuff. Auto Alex does a load of them and whatever, can we beat the train with the car and all that sort of stuff. They're all, like all these things, right? I mean, all super scripted, nice production values, all that kind of good stuff, right? Good entertainment. I do wonder whether, if technology is getting to the stage now where we can truly live stream stuff properly, whether it'd be kind of fun to do some of those challenge stuff, but absolutely live, right? When I'm working and I'm not on conf calls or something like that, and I've actually just kind of got my head down doing stuff, it does happen occasionally. It's kind of nice to have crud on in the background that you don't have to pay a massive amount of attention to. I used to sort of, well, I still do have gaming stuff playing, Dr. D on Call of Duty or something like that, right? Yeah. Big up the Champions Club. But yeah, some sort of content, long form content, totally live. I don't know what it caps out at for YouTube, right? How long can the live streams last for? I mean, if I had unlimited data here, could I take you all the way to Magny Cours and kick around Magny Cours for a couple of days live? I don't know. I'm not sure we want it all on camera. for any of you joining this thing new to the plan, here be the plan. We left from Devon yesterday. I stayed overnight at the in-laws in Surrey and got across in this morning. We're headed to this circuit, Magny Cours, down in the centre of France. Lotus Cup Europe, we have we're doing a support race for the European Truck Series. So I'm going to go and help out. Well, help out, hinder. Generally go and chew the fat and drink a few beers and whatever. Enjoy the sunshine. This is the first proper outing in this car. I've done a couple of little road tests locally. And obviously the trip down to get an MOT, I did little streaming tests. Oh, we got 5G now. Interesting. I wonder whether the qualities have gone up for this little section. I don't know. So yeah. And the way I'm doing this, I've got my laptop, my little gaming laptop running here, powered from a Jackery LiPo little inverter battery power box thing. So that's keeping the laptop going. The laptop has a USB hub connected to it with 4 different webcams. The one I'm talking to you, a couple at the back, one at the front. We got one cable tied to the front grille. We got one pointing back into the engine bay. We got one doing the cabin, and we got one obviously over here, the one you're looking at now. And it kind of works okay. Well, just while we've got a signal, we're down to 1 bar of 5G, so I'm not sure you're getting that or not. Buffering. Yeah. So I've got all kinds of power in here. I've got my power blocks for my power tools and things like that with a USB connector on them, so I can charge and keep the phone going. And yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, connectivity. I'm tethering to the phone, and that's why signal can be a little bit in and off, on and off. So yeah. The car itself has held up pretty well the journey so far. We've had some funny gearbox lights flashing and beeping, and it's occasionally been hesitant to do gear shifts, or it's had clunky gear shifts on me, and generally we're in France now, right? One thing about France, especially the north of France, the motorway network is awesome, right? It's pretty quiet, always, and yeah, lovely flat tarmac, little in the way of traffic, so we aren't really using the gearbox apart from in sixth gear and cruising along. Pretty much running along at the speed limit, so 110, 130 kph, so 70, 80 mile an hour. So we're not stressing it beyond the fact that it's very hot outside, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, which, hey Siri, Siri is not playing ball. I don't know why she's not playing ball. Hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri, pretty please. I don't even know how to get her to work from a button. I'm meant to be hands-free, so anyway, I don't know. 84 degrees Fahrenheit is saying at the moment, so it's the outside temperature. So I don't know what that is, but it's pretty warm out. And these Ferrari 360s have a pretty warm arse end. I do have a Challenge Stradale rear grille, so it's like just a mesh grille, so that kind of helps. Unfortunately, I am now running cats and the rear exhaust, so that's really where a lot of that heat's coming from, right? But you know, This car is an ex-Silverstone track car, right? It used to get lapped around. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was never, pushing the boundaries of its capabilities on track, because it usually had a billy in it, right? That's never driven anything like this before. So, much as the instructors used to try and get them to push it a bit, I don't think they really got to work their socks too much. Just going for the gear shift just to see. Oh yeah. So it's fifth, back into sixth. I just got the gear shift light just flashed red, and then it's disappeared again. So no more gear shifting, right? Be interesting. The peage, the tolls. So I think I can just roll through them with the little bit and go thing. We'll see. I hope I can. I don't want to be stuck at one of those toll barriers. God, I see impending doom. I'd like to get to a toll before this stream ends, just in case we have a drama, right? Some comedy content. Jez stuck at a toll booth because he's gone down the wrong lane. Total miles on this journey so far, we are at 334 miles covered to date, and we have 339 miles to go. I am pretty much near as damn it halfway, and we're going to do the other half in one hit. I'm not stopping anywhere or anything like that. The Ferrari itself is pretty comfortable. I'm not massively a fan of the seat position. I'm quite high up. I feel quite high up for the type of car it is. Now that could be to do with the seat itself, the adjustment on the seat. It's not working great. I'm not going to mess around with it because behind me I've got the rear screen from Maserati 4200, the car that I used to have before this, that I broke apart and sold as bits on eBay. This rear screen is going to D Motorsports. Down in deepest, darkest France somewhere. They're going to come and collect it, I think, on Friday from the circuit from me. So yeah, all being well. Yeah, so seating position, not great, but the seat's actually quite comfy, and I've got my back's been quite annoying lately, just achy and generally, probably because I'm doing lots of gardening work and stuff like that at the minute, a bit of building construction work at home. Gone are the days where I could do that and not have to think about it the next day. Now it hurts, right? So yeah, my back's been playing up a bit, and the Porsche seats aren't great. They've not got any sort of lumbar support adjustments. This, I think they do actually have a lumbar support, and they've also got like a width kind of thing, hook your support kind of thing. So they're pretty good. I feel okay, you know. The problem I do have, however, is my foot's aching already on the accelerator. There is no cruise control on this. And yeah, I stupidly wore a pair of Pumas that I don't really wear very often, and they're not the most comfortable of things, it turns out, for driving. I thought they'd be ideal. So yeah, I'm at the stage of just trying to jam my foot between the accelerator pedal and the cushion side, the cockpit side, just to hold it at the right sort of speed. In fact, that's a good point. Let me try without shoes. Oh yeah, okay. We're going without, yeah. We're going with socks. Oh, that's better. Ah, odour stinky pumas. Yeah, that's a million times better. I'm an idiot. I should have done that some time back. Another gendarme kind of signal here, but actually it's not a gendarme, it's the speed cameras. So I guess on Waze people have been putting the speed cameras as the gendarmes. So whereas in the UK we actually get a little icon for a speed camera, and you also get one for when there's a copper at the side of the road with a gun or whatever. So one of the same here, I guess. Okay, 31 clicks to Lille. We got 10 miles before we make a turn off this road. Sit rep. I'm a twat. Okay, I just had a quick fiddle on Waze and turned the speed thing on, so that's good. You see my speed now. So with the car doing 70 mile an hour, my actual speed is 65 miles per hour. So thus at 80 mile an hour, I am doing 75 miles an hour. So we've got to give or take it a 5 mile an hour overeat. So what I also thought was, it does seem like quite a long way, 8 hours. So I just had a quick look in the other settings in Waze. I had an option ticked to avoid toll roads. So God knows which way it was going to take me. However, oh, God knows which way I've now come. Already the wrong way. So it is now saying, it's now put me in a very, very, very direct route down. Saying I've got about a €33 toll, and I've got a control air toll as well. So I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna follow the toll, this route now, all the way down to the north of Paris. But then around Paris, I'm gonna stick to. I'm not gonna do the periphery key. I'm not gonna go into Paris. I'm gonna try and skit around it. So that's my plan anyway. It now says I've got 304 miles to go. 5 hours and 44 minutes. That sounds better. Didn't think it was a bit. Idiots! Change. I guess it's going to chuck us on the A1 down to Paris. I do not want to end up in the periphery going around Paris. Much as there is YouTube comedy in Jez going around the Arc de Triomphe. Yeah. If it were, I really want to make it to Magny Cours. So I'm not going to push my luck. Getting stuck in queues in traffic in the middle of Paris, not going to work for this. Now at 3.3 gig of data usage. Potentially weird. See what happens. I assume I'm still streaming. I can't see what's going on now. just left the laptop plugged into the power supply on the Jackery. So I'm going to assume now we're burning down the battery and not. I have got a this charger for the Jackery, but we're going to run out of data before we run out of battery, so whatever, we'll let it go. Alright, we're doing something in a mile and a half's time. We're getting off the M63, I think. We're getting on the M63, I don't know. We're doing something. Whatever, we're going right in 1.1 miles. Just a few trucks.
This feels weird. Oh, it's taking us across to the A1. Okay. Oh, God knows. Alright, let's just go with it. Interesting clonk there. do.
Have a bit of road cam while we're doing twisty bits. Oh, nice tree line this bit. Tour de France. I spy a Citroen 2CV. Whatever. Citroen 2CV. Wow, little twinkle. So interestingly, at this sort of speed, right, just pootling around, so my temperature is a lot warmer now. I'm back up to sort of the 200 Fahrenheit. 86 ambient. Sat here now, let's see what the temperature does. Sit there for very long. Probably a good thing. I guess we need to be going a bit quicker, get some air through the radiators. Fiddling around through towns in France was never my plan. This is not the plan. By itself before we just did that speed up. Big speed ups. Okay, now we've got the orange engine management light on. Temps look okay, everything looks as it should, apart from orange engine light. So we need to have a look at that, see what the scanner says. Ideally before we get stuck in a load of traffic, as we're about to get stuck in. going down the road on an electric scooter. Yes, she is. Just poodling along. Okay, so it says there's a queue here. If I see it, I'm pulling off into a car park somewhere. Yeah, there is. So let's not take the QE road. Oh, just lost gears again. Let's go not the QE way. Oh, there's a Leclerc there. Keeps dropping me out into neutral. Found a bit of shade. Okay. Now then. Oh. So, whew. I'm just going to pop the bonnet a sec, my boot lid in a second. Hot little car. Right. It's cool. Found a parking spot with a bit of shade. Happy days. Right. Let's set the ignition on. So, we can have a look at what's going on. Have we actually got a live stream still going? No, we have. So, we are a Ferrari. A hot Ferrari. So I'm going to do the 430 again. I just seem to get a better scan with the 430. Do a health report. Jeez, I'm hot. Oh, that's better. Idiot. Right. Scanning. Left bank engine 1 fault. Right bank engine no fault codes. It should now only find. It should only find the right and left bank engine ECUs and the gearbox. 3 faults on the gearbox. That's new. That is new. Oh, all right. So I'm guessing the gearbox fault has triggered the, possibly anyway, triggered the engine management light. Alright, let's have a report. Okay, so it's saying everything is so left bank engine, please refer to manual, abnormal. Then I've got gearbox saying I've got a brake switch error, primary vac sensor clutch position, and gear engagements with wrong shifts. And then it repeated again. So let's clear those. Yes, please. Right, we no longer have any fault codes. So yeah. So what do we do then? I think what I'll do, I'm just going to drive a little bit. I'm going to stay away from the road with the queue on. Carry on down here. And there's a Netta Park roundabout. So let's see if we can get to that roundabout and see what it says and does. Just kind of close the backside. Interestingly, I've still got the engine management light on. Which is odd. Citroen Jumpy. That van's called a Jumpy. Why don't we have Citroen Jumpies? going to scan through it. It says it's crashed. Best to approach speed humps in the middle of the road. I know I've got some low bits. Oh, that's a big one. Ran it as a 360 Modena. I'm just hitting came up with only the old code on one of the engine ECU recovery units. I've just hit a clear down anyway. Oops. Phone just fell off. Oh, phone's getting hot. Although I've still got my orange engine management light on, it just that just selected, it went into neutral again. think what I would like to do is get on a motorway. So it just did it again then, trying to downshift. It just jumped straight to neutral. We're hot. We're a hot car. We need to cool down, and to do that we need some air. We need on something. I downshifted, it was in fourth, I downshifted to get third, it went straight to neutral. The downshifted again, it went straight, it was still in fourth. Downshift, then third, then second, then first. Odd. So temperature wise, I'm still under 210. Yeah, again. Okay. Just over half tank of fuel. So what I'll do is I'm going to end the stream shortly.